when I got interested in writing about what are the lessons from the rise and the exit of CEOs, which is what resulted in my writing the book Crash, published by Penguin, I have analyzed 15 companies. And these are not companies where there was an ethical issue or a Me Too kind of issue. They were just basically differences of opinion, what is loosely called cultural clash. And in 8 out of the 15 companies, I found a distinct pattern that the former CEOs stayed on in a position of influence, either as a chairman or a board or a major investor. Specifically, companies that I have written about are Voltas, HP, AT&T, Disney, Xerox, Starbucks, Deutsche Bank, Infosys. So there is clearly some relationship between the previous CEO's influence sphere and the incumbent CEO, the new CEO's influence sphere. And this is what led me to a very startling conclusion, which is part of this book, that the power and influence actually damage your brain. When a leader acquires power, it realigns the pieces in his brain very much like a strong magnetic force realigns a bunch of iron filings. And if the magnetic force stays for long, the iron filings get permanently realigned. So if somebody is powerful for a very long time, then he becomes almost mad. Think of Robert Mugabe in Zimbabwe. Think of leaders like Marcos in Philippines, people who stayed for so long that nothing could change their mindset. But what is it that actually happens in the brain? The key question is, why does power influence the brain? And do you realize that the presence of power and hierarchy can actually change the way your brain is aligned physically? So I went back to see what is the research done on this, because I am not a student of neurology or physiology or neuroscience or genetics. And I was startled to find that there were 7 or 8 pieces of research which established beyond doubt that when you get power, your brain is actually changed. It's like as soon as I go to the gymnasium, my right hand gets stronger than my left hand, and then my behavior changes. So let me give you some examples which I have quoted in the book. Professor Pamela Smith of Radboud University, she says that a person can hold power without realizing its effect on other people. And effect means good or bad effect. One of the professors at McMaster University in Canada, Sukhwinder Singh Obi, has actually put leaders' brains under a machine, which he calls the transcranial magnetic stimulation. And he found that power diminishes the mirroring capabilities of the brain. And mirroring capability is the ability to empathize with another person. Lord David Owen, who was a British parliamentarian and also a professionally a neurologist, he has published a paper which shows that power creates a very serious disorder, and it manifests itself as contempt for others, a loss of a sense of reality, and a tendency to be reckless. Now, we have seen leaders who do these things, but we never thought it could be to do with some damage to their brain. There are other examples that I have taken in the book, but the essential point I would like to leave you with is that power has a very dangerous effect on the brain. Luckily, it is reversible if you don't enjoy the power for too long. And this is the reason why, when you think about it, there are people you say, I knew him, he's a very nice man, but after becoming XYZ, CEO or member of parliament or minister in the government, his behavior has changed. But he's actually a very nice man. And just think about it. When Rajiv Gandhi was a very nice man in Indian politics, but when he became Prime Minister, he called a powerful Chief Minister like T. Anjaya a buffoon. And that's very much not like Rajiv Gandhi to do that. But then power went and it did certain things. And it happens to all of us, all of us. So it is good to remember that power damages the brain.